So after some time of thinking on the episode, everything that not only just happened here, overall through this nice little adventure, as well as the fact that this is the last of Akira Toriyama's work, I don't know. A part of me definitely enjoys what he showed us, but another part also accounts super, and it is a mess. Now, going into all that details doesn't feel right in an episodic review, so we'll save that for the Dragon Ball Daima review as a whole. But for now, as the episode goes, it is phenomenal. Super Saiyan 4 Adult Goku versus King Gomah with the third eye was definitely a worthy fight and a grand spectacle, because it definitely shows that Goku, when he's like in adult form with his Super Saiyan 4 transformation, can do some serious damage. And yeah, King Gomah is a menace, because first of all, Goku's Kamehameha was impressive that he was able to create a genuine toll in King Gomah, because even though the eye did heal it up, it was pretty interesting that it took a bit. So it definitely did enough damage that the eye needed some time to essentially heal the injury. Not to mention, it definitely hurt him, even with his regeneration powers. That must have frickin' sting. But I also like that while Goku is doing this, while he's essentially fighting against the Demon King, Piccolo is in the background waiting for his chance to strike, to show that he can do something. And how annoying is it that although Piccolo was able to hit King Gomah in the back of his head twice, the third one he was about to do, he gets knocked out. And I almost think it was accidental. It wasn't like King Gomah was trying to attack Piccolo. I think it was just stunned from the hit that he's just kind of disoriented and just happened to hit Piccolo. And he figured out what they were trying to do, place back the eye, powering up all hell. So obviously Goku was probably going to lose here, until who would have thought that the MVP of this fight was going to be Majin Ku, the first Majin that was created. The one that is more of a support than an actual fighter, though he is strong within his own right. He defeats King Gomah. He's the one that knocks out the eye. And yeah, that's the end of King Gomah and his reign. He's mad that the Namekian, he thought he was senile, and you've heavily underestimated him. He gets sent off with Kaioshin's brother into a little, like, eternity or a good amount of time away, like, into a prison of sorts. Similar to Jafar and Iago at the end of Aladdin, if I were to make a comparison. And yeah, it was a pretty funny end. And as much as the mad scientist Arinsu kind of presents herself as evil, that she wants to create this evil demon realm to make everyone fear the demon realm, and as well as be a problem for the outside world, Kaioshin kind of can acknowledge that there is a silver lining of good within her, a small tad bit of good. And it's funny because he literally says, well, why don't you become the next Demon King? Because literally you're the next one, the highest rank. And she can acknowledge that, yeah, she doesn't like that her brother can call her out of being good, essentially going tsundere route. But also the fact that if she does this, she's just going to get knocked out because she doesn't have the firepower, or, well, the power at all to be able to handle anyone who's trying to overthrow her. So eventually the conversation goes into Majin Ku becoming the next Supreme Demon King, beated King Gomah. And I feel like that twist was funny as hell. I like how he was just giving everyone positions of high authority. And I like that he's like, who else wants one? And the Majin's like, I want one. And it's like, oh, no one else? Okay, all good. Like, that was funny as hell. But him making his creator, Arinsu, into the vice king of the demon realm, essentially vice president, I guess, in this term, it was pretty interesting. It's a nice little subversion, because now the creation is now like the higher authority and the creator is right underneath them. But I do like the idea that he wants to make the demon realm scary, but also a place of fun. He wants to make it good, and I think it's an interesting way of, I guess, ending their character arcs. Like, she may not be the Demon King, but she definitely now has control over the Demon King. To an extent, I think Majin Ku is for sure a good choice. He's smart, he definitely cares, and I think he would make a good Demon King. But time will tell. And yeah, I think it's wrapping up everyone's storylines and characters. Super Saiyan 4 was name dropped, so it is officially called Super Saiyan 4. I love the call on Vegeta that he went Super Saiyan 3, and it's like, no, I'm calling it Ultra Vegeta. And it's like, okay, we know this is, you're full of shit, but it's funny. And yeah, honestly, the ending where they all go to that store and yeah, obviously Bulma is disgusted by the bugs, and then, oh, one of the bug things can like decrease your age skin by 10 years, I think it was. Like, she immediately goes for it, which is funny. But I find it interesting that it just ends with saying, oh, here's some third eyes. And she had sold one like years ago, like one of the 3 main ones that exist. And she has 2. So it's like, man, if they found these, imagine placing one of those in and having 2 people with the third eyes on their heads. Like, I imagine that'd be intense. I don't know how to feel about the post-credit scene. Aside from the roll credits where it's showing us a few different locations, I think it's funny that Gomah and Desura, or well, Kaioshin's brother, essentially or start playing video games. I guess to kind of have to bond in some way or do something while they're just trapped there. I find it ironically funny. But overall, as an episode, 10 out of 10. Like, dude, this episode was entertaining as hell. And it was an interesting ending. I'll give it that. Like, I was pretty entertained. I was happy with how things ended. How everyone's just happily ever after.